easy pa. Na mami chenyama ekoso ewo Liverpool and the links to Chelsea and other clubs. Kenenche mami Ali Barat na ye monkomo ken. Ali Barat eye agent edema Hugo Ekitike. They we are introduced mami Ali. Ali and I agent edema Nicholas Jackson. On a facilitating move to Chelsea. Ali Barat. Patrick Chenier on a dead television. So join ya. Yamon Komoyipa. This man. Way and not stepping into London and Ama transfers. Yes, sir. Ali Barat Nini. On a Sheni Koso. On a share Hugo Ekitike so. On a Dean Housen. Elma Madrid. Inta da omoye Dean House no unveiling wa wo shebe no kan tu benye sa afoni ni dia mamia Ali Barat was there me ba church television no so a Ali ena ni timu kwabu a ono so agina the far end. Now the entire Ali eba tan wa nema asesa ne say ken Liverpool 4% forward, the main target Alexander Isak, but it is quite obvious to say June. And the Newcastle for spelling out to all clubs to say, we are not going to sell him. But Liverpool for penal, and that is quite obvious. But Liverpool for penal, so many diplomatic. It's Liverpool were waiting. Almost Kenya by this time, no bedi beko, and now some copy any inquiry biya. But Enra, you want a Newcastle for the 80 million euros say, or pay Hugo Ekitike. Now, Liverpool first target, Alexander Isak. Second target, Hugo Ekitike. It's what it means. Say Newcastle for Hugo Ekitike. That's Alexander Isak. Newcastle for Antoine. Liverpool lose first target, will lose second target. But on one when you didn't what I say. It is how you Liverpool pay. You need to act smart. Either you go in for your first target or you go in for the second. But you lose the me and Noah and the Asambaba. But what did you say? Now, who go Ekitike Newcastle the bid call Frankfurt for say 80 million euros is so. And no pay Newcastle for delegation call Frankfurt. On be some finalize deal no enimu ya. Omo fa who go Ekitike diaba. Newcastle say boy no onye Alexander Isak replacement, but I think it is a lie. Omo fa no the number. Iti say Newcastle for one years negotiation. I was say Liverpool for so smart. Ask for Alexander Isak. There no munya clarification. Tene kono mu coin no one koye bid. They just went to inquire. Say of course we want him. Then echo we be just saying. Liverpool for catch them say omu betimi to what they paid for Flowing Vitin. They are willing to pay more. Matse 120 million pounds cash. Say Liverpool for say you're willing to pay 120 million pounds. And I'm catching Newcastle for no. But Newcastle for no, they are very attentive on the Hugo Ekitike deal. It is a say Ali Barat no try I get it deal down for Hugo Ekitike to Newcastle. Let's say, so who go take Newcastle? I was telling Liverpool for go all out because we're losing second target to Newcastle. I was so all out to Alexander Isak. And when I say we drew Hosisia,
it can take 80 million.
80 million euros. Frankfurt so on J.
Also on J 80 million.
Share. Transfer market.
But Newcastle market be no more because 55 million for Elanga. Only 80 for
Ekitike.
Not just say Isak, Liverpool for any less than 120, 130 million.
On bet more than 120 million. And then I tell you, for number J. She said Newcastle for they are willing to pay. Newcastle say Liverpool for Nadama, a way in Yamama Denk a Cradiamo, when say, and Richie and I'm catching Fali Ramadani on a manager Darwin Union to say, on the Napoli for no Casa because Napoli for Sikanamade Banomonji. Napoli for the 50 million euros plus 5 million euros. And they buy the Liverpool for say, on when you 60 plus add-ons. Manchester Napoli for a year Udini, striker no. Luca Lorenzo.
Yeah, Luca.
They just say, Oko Napoli for Sanso and Baby wa Darwin Union Saka. Because the idea was that we will sell Darwin Nunez. Then the second be for Alexander Isak.
There's Antonio Conte and say look at open.
And say that is where the problem is. It is a Darwin Nunez and Napolia. Say Wabeka Omoso. They need to find a way to sell him. And say no musical chess ne cause I know. And Ali Barat no suggest Nicholas Jackson did my Liverpool and no person out say our story now. So say Nicholas Jackson to Liverpool. Maybe Nico to Liverpool no. Of course, a suggestion since they say we have striker. Liverpool for Oman about Samuel Morodion and run a Kamateta deal. But these are not priority signings for Liverpool. Liverpool main priorities na me bomb within the channel no. Yan to us way. Luis Diaz the end of Ken. Last month, Liverpool had to send emails to two teams. Bayern Munich and Barcelona say, Omon Ton Luis Diaz. But you see, some of these things, a way to guard, a artificial way, what they guard the clubs say, member na obaba dia pay what I want. Ewie, yo na bid aba for Luis Diaz Ebaya 67.5 million euros. Ken, 67 Liverpool for so omunje. So mo beton a 100 million euros now. And then Liverpool quote 100 million euros for a 28-year player. Liverpool for say the tone for the transfer market has been set by Newcastle. Anthony Elanga, Kudus, winning a 55 million pounds. Nasa Matis Cunha, a 62.5 million pounds. Now Brian Mbuemo, call for over 65 million pounds. Say markets, you're setting targets.
So why is so much disrespecting your two players from started with Elanga and Mohamed Kudus? Enti Kudus and Elanga. Kuna kura 60 million no money can come on celebrate. Elanga and Kudus. Clubs no one say teams now overpay.
Exactly.
Kudus na undeserve 50 million.
Boy, last season almost
undeserve sir.
Exactly.
And Elanga soon deserve 55. And just say clubs and say obi e kwa say ana Kudus kura moto ne say.
Exactly. Say that is the standard. The standard has been set.
Kudus and Elanga. Because
Liverpool for say now utuya 67.5 million euros, which a couple pounds man, that's like 58 million pounds. Now Elanga is 55. Now the tall Luis Diaz 58. Sebi, does it make sense? In Tonton.
Nti Otto Kudus 55. Now the 58 ba for Luis Diaz.
David say a disrespectful.
Liverpool first, where did you want?
Where did you want them? It's almost 100 million euros, which is about 84 million pounds. He said that is the stealing. Well, Liverpool for no more years and they will go to Madrid because Luis Diaz will say 100. Oko Rodrigo Goes to Madrid. Bobo saying,
"Send ordinary na beko." Over 400 in another Madrid for Rodrigo.
Ken,
what do you go Goes?
Real Madrid. Inyama mienu na ekoso. First of all, Alvaro Fernandez ne unveiling no meka de ba coupe de etwam na ma ba the main issue ho. Ken menyanka wanjina ma 18 years no.
Jesus Valeu ayode.
Enye Jesus Valeu. Eye Jesse way na Jonathan Woodgate na ohye. Eye Jesse way na Saviola na ohye. Eye Jesse way na Casano na ohye. Eye Jesse way na Fubet West Ham United boy ne buy no. Na ohye. Eye Jesse way na Marcos Llorente na ohye. Eye way na Luka Jovic enso na ohye. Mariano Diaz eye way Gareth Bale benya mane wa Real Madrid na 18 jerseys. Chouameni be say 18 echiro dwane call 14. And omodima Jesus Valero.
Ndia frofo jersey ana.
18 jersey no bibi miss on say jerseys bi ho a. Te said here, wa betam Chelsea jersey number 9 ahye. 18 jersey of Real Madrid is dangerous. I just wish him all the best. Main issue, Ken. Vinicius Junior contract extension some no the latest one you Ken. Say Vini among for adwen maha. Saudi Arabia deal at the table no so. Name premiership on common no I say Vinicius Junior. Ken they say Vini say the contracts now or better or signing no. The last time I was signing contracts no now 2022 and now contract sum was 75 million euros. 75 million euros no not just say afibia almost spread the man obenya 15 million euros. No problem. Wajibi be all born no contracts no. And not say Madrid akofa Kylian Mbappe diaba. What Madrid will say player be or baby a 50-50 image rights. Kylian Mbappe buy woman 80% why he one kasa. Kylian Mbappe eba no. One man is signing on fee 150 million euros. And now was spread a good salary since he okay Kylian Mbappe wages are over 30 million euros. On Vini 15. Just almost half. And more than half of what Vini takes. Vini, he's been very quiet because I didn't have. Because in terms of wages, David Alaba mpoje China. But Alaba they say I understandable so about free. And also signing on fee almost spread because in Europe most of the signing on fees almost spread good wages no so. Vini himself or by extending the contract say be honest so benye sika ni bi. Me ba cho what the American say. Now, and the Madrid they say and you're right so bet you signing on fee at the Ama Vinicius Junior. But what did they because Madrid they say contract in we you are not free agent. Already the contract is running. And the person you extended at the mouth. Instead of giving you signing on fee. And the Venus also said that because you are extended because the contract has been terminated. Basically, your fans eventually it's been terminated. Also, higher restarts. Madrid force Afibia or move in 15 million euros and now 20 million euros. Still, which is short of what Kylian Mbappe is taking. Kylian age 30 over 30. The Madrid we in 15 co 20.
Mbappe is a big boy.
But you say
so buy a big boy in a buy. So far, Jesus no one at home. Vini near man and co. Because Jude Bellingham signed and Jude sign home, Mbappe sign home. What you say? And on one kasa football no she. Say football in the men yard dream. Ball now what bonnet men in the yard dream. But once a Madrid and it goes beyond football.
I understand you.
And near man I walk outside, you know. Some point for we say the image, you know. Outside, you know, a second nti ni justice in any sunny man and Jama de can I but born nobody which is ever says can I walk. But Madrid for the name be bring a count or money man.
No, but see, okay, so
I
understand. So the conversation is about signing on fee.
She says signing on fee.
She says signing on or deserve one.
Oh, signing on fee.
Mbappe mo abajibi. Janano Jude Bellingham abaji ni die. Into ono so requested for the Madrid say the contract in win tian fama.
Now Pesca dia onko Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia bid in da wo afibia 200 million euros.
Nti onko je.
The be Saudi says he say uswa. And Madrid so she say on say nkeye enkane a
we are fighting for racism uswa.
Oh, they say do so. Okay.
On say racism. We are racism shas here ne.
Only the says name. On say I ni image there was say no be 2 years no one kasa was saying the brand no cry. I understand but my point in say one say no negotiations then kaye and a Vinicius Junior original announce to say there 2 years ago original announce wa and Madrid fans will force Madrid to extend his contracts. But now it looks like everyone is quiet. As obi in any diamano. In some negotiations now oil and iron ding.
But there's a menu in him say Fiorentino press do sa stage winner or in the Kabako, you know, even Cristiano Ronaldo Krojai. Omani do sa stage na say Otim will be the Ronaldo Koya, which Mamako.
I mean, we are but Ken. The Aquano or Axe for no. A genuine na.
Or Omonian 22.
Oh, Ken. On for no quarter 30 nibi, or so per so quarter 30 nibi. Now, who didn't 15 was will go 20 or so per 30. Take him there. Kate Kitwebi, Konati, and a Real Madrid deal, you know. The Etienne say, boy, no agency. Madrid no Makasa. Boy, no under CAA Stella. Stella for no omne manage Kamavinga, omne Madrid for good relationship. Konati, a dream club abo, which is Real Madrid. Now, this is where the problem is. Boy, just 70,000 pounds a week. On only Luis Diaz. 2 players are there. In fact, wages are Liverpool the mom. No more feel say Liverpool are extremely being disrespectful to them. He wants to extend his contract if Liverpool will give him what he wants. And the Liverpool for a relax it and foul and way you win. And the Madrid tap it in. Now, this is where the situation is. Madrid were 5 center backs this year. Antonio Rudiger, Raul Asensio, Militao, Alaba, Dean Howson. 5 defenders. Oh, yeah, defenders this year. Senior plans for Konate year. Next year, Alaba beko na Konate ababishim. Deal done. Now, this is where the problem is. See here. Liverpool for a pushy boy and say, Master, so beko free the beton. Yempere ma go free. They said the Trent the no. Say beton there. Let's inquire. Come catch a boy in the agency say, and I'm going buy am from Rabbi because say beko free there and possible. And I'm also so inquire from Real Madrid say, go for no on person come to see how. Madrid say, and yeah, beton there. Yenya yadwin say beton defenders is here, but impose say be consider a 20 million euros. And he bet you. Liverpool for some pay 50 million euros. Madrid say 20.
Madrid say
20.
Konate say.
Oh, that's that kind of 1 year.
Na Konate can 1 year 20 million.
Now
na Enka Hazard 1 year 100 million.
Oh, and they say to us 20. Some cast up a center back this year. The plans what to next year now a top center back Konate the number. Into say Liverpool for penny say oh yes the case CA send your boy no enko free dear. Then what we are willing to pay 20. If you do remember, Lenny Euro deal in the say and the Lele former pressure my mother say munkoti figure. And yes, I beton.
Say tap him run that's where Juma Europe.
Case I money dear.
Because that happens because I actually call Chelsea ne Arsenal ne Jose. At that time now, some years ago, about 20 years in there. Na a year Juma pa. But say as will be a tap you will.
I say the omo ye.
One day Tottenham the year gifts. Tottenham the gifts the year. Konate Madrid for the chassis a shishenechi. And of late, Madrid for years and name. It's play and I can't 1 year. Or more better
Saliba the say on my projection they are toward the man
for Saliba.
It's it is what it is. Say Madrid that is the style. Unto ba on say the ma clubs place ne per Madrid free they say Obama signing on for you. It is canning in our call to say David Alaba no about ya why 50 million euros at the amount. Remember Antonio Rudiger na why sika kese the amount. Into Obama Madrid free no. Obeje signing on fee sika ni mo duma place no nti one obenye sika obesan so abɔ the dream club test again ya je ne JC na hoja session interview ba ko bia o kan ye se ena no omo traini na omo ball long balls a test again enim long balls ball pa so ohun bi se goalkeeper nim long balls ball pa na mom Barcelona no ye mfa long balls na ebo nkwada no nim ball ne ball na
wow be chiche ball no
o say test again him long balls bopa he agrees name at Barcelona ball no nkwada no pese o de ball ne ma ombo nti long balls no so bi ani so who goalkeeper na no ye foul by o just session asamo catches test again right from that interview and say who said test again the 9 CE
and
captain yankasa sanchre no
one was so anye training ewo Barcelona so ye na Biggie what is enkufa twetwe Chelsea
Chelsea ayede
Donald Trump interview no koye ne say original cap na nkasa won ho na replica no na omode na we no over office ho meanwhile na key ne dem a na ya yipa no mo ka so be German no mo kwakoye foforo
and nti na nkofo twetwe
and nkofo say na enti papa na mo de ko over office on MP
ken na nti na nkofo twetwe
and no mo twetwe Chelsea say enti trophy no mo koje na yamfa papa na mo but say e ya de kro nipa na oye no na ye
yaw obi o twetwe Chelsea bi ye
just say United for say mo nyina mo ye yaw
o ye yaw se be bia Chelsea gina no e obi a wish se onya ya na nke yo no a ni team and ankaje it is everybody's wish for the next 4 years e betimi about season na ye be rem Chelsea more than mon kon kan kra obesa pa but Chelsea betimi abi na no aka cho se wi ase nyiro ni bobo chen
there be any crowd or the bobo na tade na nti ono bobo a
wa kra obehu
say world champions
and send the team ne koyi o say anko yi obeka cho so ni bobo chen obi a wi ase e de na obeye de afa ho ti be bia Chelsea gina na de wo twetwe Chelsea sisi a eye yaw e na o de yes anya wakomam unya ya na nka wo ye Chelsea no kra ba akopɛ ken Liverpool and Luis Diaz and Sensem. There've been a bid officially from Bayern Munich. How am I ready? So almost 67.5 million. And the Baba Befa player friend is Luis Diaz. And then I call. Liverpool si sika on jiska no beginning na Liverpool si on ready so obeton because so we build the team you have to keep the core of your players. Who keep the core of the players and the quality ones in area. Now what signs why your quality addition and the ababa be real team anymore. Not team now is strong. Now what team they are competing from all fronts. Bayern Munich buy no. In come I have to watch and say Liverpool for wanna say Bayern Munich offer no money offer Florian Wirtz and they free by Leverkusen and sa no Liverpool le kwa kotono. It was around 100 million. It is 100 million nibi. And as some beton player, I friendly say Luis Diaz and poor on beton. Back in, this is the time as a Liverpool person your business. I also open up no business. One Luis Diaz age I was sure, and this is a whole tone player now. In fact, so be so ne than so be change in 2 years time because 2 years time no now Brandt the contract he has 2 years contract as we speak. I will Liverpool bobo him. 2 years time no now or come 30 years. At that time, the resale value be off from it is a will be ya. And then it's just a yes idea. Already, Liverpool should pick some sort of experience from a year Trent Alexander-Arnold move to Real Madrid. Liverpool shall see us on the Aquadani the contract home commerce now Aquadani and Tiasie. No, we said on the Real Madrid didn't come. Say, see, I can say, Kunate Diaz also down on board. And also the same Real Madrid. And this out tenase manisi bako. Esimiensa. People are going to question your management skills. Liverpool supporters and you're happy. Because if we are saying you can't keep an unhappy wife. Obanish your door saying Campo and Campus also no beam. It's Luis Diaz ball our body ama Liverpool. So changing like Liverpool, a branch and decided so bekwa. They have to let him go. The entire make us a chassis from Barcelona. And then no more. And other clubs who say quite da home and a Bayern Munich buy now saying it is on the Bayern Munich akwa din komo verbally wa agree so I ready to be join the Bayern Munich bobo kono until this is the timer ubetimi aton akwada no no anya mfaso nso so dey free so because I will chairman the contract in a 2 years time no or extend them fine. What is the probability to obenya the best of football from a player I friend say Luis Diaz biom o ye no so free one market the resale value by 2 years time na confirm. It's Liverpool business over here. Onion and neck. This is the time. There are reports say João Felix. Benfica sign approach Chelsea. So mu hia kwada no. Na Chelsea nkomo a odi ni so no de opeso oton akwada no. Benfica so say nkomo peso omo gi akwada ni loan. Nti nkomo gi loan na omo di kan ba loan. E ma Chelsea reject e. E no ma san so ababiem. Na chese clearly omo hia akwada no. Akwada no obi bi obeye. No the Benfica company for Bekasa. No mo be fana. He has to do that. Said you be make that move. Ma ne money tiri nyane de. Say he has an agent. He say Oye Mendes. Or you big. So for no afraid him be as me player. A player by João Felix. Yehuna Shasia. It was very bright from Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. Almost every team you be be start near great. But I'm reckoning him na near me take off from the mark. He's fortunate. So agent Odin. Or agent Toya Big, one of the biggest agents in the world. It was far for no free team biano because any of Akolana bra na yaman opportunity. But baby Akolana Druno. It is not just about getting bigger clubs, but getting bigger playing opportunities. Ebia agent in a ne. Obetimi asenya club and standard to say Chelsea. The standard to say AC Milan. The standard to say Barcelona and Atletico Madrid ama na wakum. But who come one? The kind of performance I'll be doing, you know. Big club, there is something we call pressure. Pressure now what big club mono. And my players, we a lot of mistakes. And to be getting back to the best of form. It will do our stage we are. You need a middle class team. Baby, a pressure in you. And now say team what GDO. Benfica has that kind of confidence in the player. A one or shall see free. It's only the Aquadani bet me. From there, Sika or the Breomo, any choir or two teams are bono. They have that kind of respect for him. So I'll go back to Benfica ne. Now Kwenyaba. Now we'll see a kind of mistakes in Bampoa. They are still going to allow him play. That is the kind of club Akodani here says, yeah. It's the Benfica move is going to be a very good one. For player friend said João Felix. Said the way you bet me I get back to the best of form. And my only way Mendes are getting your more. Say, oh, stage no more one there. He is a big agent and so therefore, bet me your team can see us. If you should get him another club, E was akwada ne koye na instantly or hitting the ground running. No kokko man near Master Sademano. And yes, sir. Obeko. But Obesan so abanachi because mistakes the chance yes eba. Big club bien one more bit me account because of the pressure. I be free supporters no the aba managers anymore. Ken Napoli. What my young who say omni no lang. And so every our baba join the team no. Luca Lorenzo and I'm quite so sober. And now there were reports. Say Napoli kofa done in Doe. And the Sam Buka. Players me anyway. And so the Ababa be red team limo. As our players me no nko management they 71 million euros. So mon fan konko to our players me no famra. To whom match is given, match is expected. Oy Antonio Conte. Yes, you can food dia from here can for chacha. We are giving you everything you are going to need to succeed. It is season now ye baba be no. There are other managers someone so about Italian Serie A animal, but I feel say Antonio Conte I will say to me this Scudetto na o defend the Georgia. Can make a way because for the past 10 years, a teams 4 pe and Italian Serie A anibi. Teams 4 no Italian Serie A and a Juventus. Waje Marco 5. Inter Ajimienu, Napoli Ajimienu, and AC Milan Ajibako. Teams 4 no Scudetto for the past 10 years no. So they no ne ka semwa. Not just clearly a bad team for be fincha baba be rem no baba be jibi. Now let's look at these three. I can Napoli home year 4 no. Juventus Boboko no. Season ya ebo wie e Jumana I got to do ye and clearly. One my young who say oh your coach obeti me a fight it. No the Juventus Boboko na qualify for the top 4 in the Champions League. Name mum so obeti me a J trophy. And as a Scudetto nankasa e dia ma Juventus Boboko ne de e be extremely difficult. E wo ho. Entimi nya gidie ni ahotoso. Se Juventus team na down say and season here baba be wramu or baba be Scudetto debi I can't get that kind of trust. Na me nya sa bet no e wo Juventus Boboko no so. Number 1. Number 2. Let's look at the Inter Milan Boboko no. We Inter Milan Boboko season here ye bowie. The performance was superb. Even with the kind of coach Ano Mukita. And it's our consistency we playing body nim and the technical team nim no. Omo ntimi anji Scudetto no amfa free Napoli Boboko din sem. But the both season ni wie no. Omo coach Simeone Inzaghi eko. It's technically they don't have that kind of consistency. There is a new coach Christian Kivu and on to Ababefa Boboko no. I feel no Babe change style, the philosophy for the team to understand. Your ball club World Cup no be win Inter Milan. Man, you're convinced with the kind of performance that Inter Milan done already. Aside into Consuelo says playing body nim. A divided house can never win battles. It means to me better on a Inter Milan. Say Obaba be Scudetto need the free Napoli Boboko in them and then AC Milan. AC Milan also has a new coach. A new project. And found that AC Milan and Perry for better team in Babom Homoding. Menya sure saw my target. And they say we are not a season we are Scudetto no Debbie. Or players in the that is very true. But there is a new manager for no better system. Our better team in the ball. He's now coming to integrate his system into the squad. Not players never fit the old ones and then the new ones. And so Ebe Jelly and Sana what you mean the best of football at your frame. It's all these three teams are mabo muding. Obia one a problem. But Napoli, I lucky say. Omu coach intact. Antonio Conte. Or that's who on the team not the Scudetto intact. And so and now all signs what are the quality to team not the Scudetto no. And we players no more tona. They are not even looking at the Scudetto alone. Omo Raso movement to Miyako performing very well and so Europe, which is in the Champions League. Because I have Kevin De Bruyne in the mouth. Season here Bowie when the performance of Manchester City. Or bet me up still Manchester City Boboko no. But he just wants to leave because of you said the SSO Yama City be our year. It is to toss our players we now. And the Babeka already existing quality no. Now that's so technically and sister hands as the head coach. And now afraid now Babechra dear Fufubia. Philosophy now the ball last season no. And one hour to also with your key players and a chunk of the players are Antonio Conte excuse. And the Napoli Boboko no. Based on the consistency in the playing body, the consistency in the technical team, of which 3 teams only are competing for the past 10 years, Obiani Bino. I feel so to me just Scudetto no defending the Napoli Boboko again.
Well, me that say, I know a biggie. Me ba be jim komo, me komo no bebre, and so